Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We're just going to go over a little garden tour and show you what's been growing outside. We have a lot of plants growing out here, just a lot of regular plants, and then we have vegetables out in the garden and succulents. So we're just going to go over a little tour on what's growing here, show you guys what we've been up to. Because I'm starting to add some flora mulch out in the front of the garden. So let's go take a walk. These are my little succulents propagating, which we're going to get a video together for you guys on propagating these. And in the front here, this was all sandy when we moved into this new house. This was really sandy in the front, and you can see I put down flora mulch. So this flora mulch here is working really good. Let's kind of take the back view. Let's go back. So you can see I lined basically a little border in front here with the flora mulch. Now this is flora mulch, not regular mulch like the red stuff or cypress. It's flora mulch, and I never used this stuff before, but it's working really good, and it compacts down, it sticks together. This is little lettuce that I just transplanted out here. These are my little lettuce seedlings that were started in my seed cell tray, and I just planted them out here so we can get some fresh lettuce out in the garden in front here. And then this is the bag. So this is just a little corner I made. I put some sweet william in here. I transplanted some sunflowers on around this post here. We got like 3 sunflowers sprouting, so that's going to look really nice with my succulents. And this is that flora mulch stuff that I told you guys I put down right there. It works really good. Mike actually couldn't find the regular mulch, so we went with this one, and I'm so glad we made that mistake and bought this one, because this is like a nature's alternative to cypress, as you can see, and it works really well. I really like the way this lays down. It lays really easy. I've laid a lot of mulch in my days, and this stuff, just like when you walk on it and kick it, it doesn't separate, which is good. It kind of sticks together once you lay it down, so that's why I really like it. I'm going to put this on top of my containers too, because it's supposed to break down over time and add organic nutrients to your garden. Let's go take a look at the garden in back of us and see what's been growing. Okay, you guys, so I got my garden all straightened out and rearranged. I put all my containers on one side and then the other containers on the other. So we're just going to go through and show you what's growing really quick. We have these raspberries that are just starting to bloom. So I put some soil acidifier in there because it's going to bring that pH down for me naturally versus adding that pH down that I have. The pH down is a chemical, and I'm trying to stay away from chemical. So the pH down stuff is just a chemical, and I don't like it. So the soil acidifier, that does the same thing. It brings your pH down. And I added that in my blueberry as well. And you can see we have a lot of new growth coming out of this blueberry plant right here. See those new stalks coming out? So we're doing really well with all these new branches on my blueberries. We have flowers. We're starting to get her soil acidity back to normal, because when the pH is off on berries, they won't produce berries that much. The berries will produce poorly and the plant will grow poorly. Then I just threw some little petite marigolds in there. They're only going to get a couple of inches big, probably about 6 inches. We still have broccoli growing back there. This is my blackberry just starting to bloom. She's starting to grow buds and new foliage all over, coming into her growing season. And we have our broccoli back here, which is starting to still stalk out. We have heads starting to grow on top, which is really cool. Hopefully this will make it before the heat starts kicking in here in Florida. We kind of go right from winter to summer, so we're going to see if my broccoli makes it. But we have carrots here. We've been picking at it like crazy. We have arugula back there. We have a bunch of seeds that we started in those containers, like eggplants and cucumbers and black-eyed Susans. We have tomatoes right here. These are jelly bean type with some nasturtiums around there. You can see I put my cages up so they're ready to go, jam out. This is a little jelly bean tomato as well. Those are eggplants back there we just transplanted, and that's our big eggplant that we had come back from frost burn. Let's go take a look on the other side of the garden. This is purple basil we just transplanted. Got 2 little seedlings. We got cucumber popping right there. This is an eggplant we just transplanted, our little eggplants. That's the big eggplant. As you can see, she's starting to flower, look pretty good. And this is my little arugula plants that we just transplanted into this little container with some spinach. We're growing some spinach and arugula. And this is my corn tote, Silver Queen hybrid corn that we're just starting to sprout. So happy, I can't wait to grow corn. Silver Queen hybrid corn is supposed to be so good. Now we're on the other side of the garden pad over here where I transplanted my Roma tomatoes. You can see they're starting to stalk out and get really beefy. They're starting to get a really big stalk on them. Can you guys see that stalk that they have? Look how healthy these tomatoes are getting. And all I have in these containers is potting soil. I added perlite, I added some blood meal that I bought from the store, and a little scoop of my compost. And that's all that's in my containers. I'll post a little video down below on how I got this container ready right here. I show you guys how I just add the nutrients into my soil after we pluck all the dead plants out of here, getting it ready for new plants. We just planted all our sweet peppers in here along with some California Wonders, and that's that flora mulch around that pepper right there. So we're gonna just lay a little layer on top of my plants like that so we can just keep the moisture underneath that soil. And that's gonna really help to do that. We have more peppers in here along with my beans in the back. We have some pole beans going on the fence right there. And then we have our peas, which are still doing really good. You can see they're starting to take off, grow really well. So this is the time of year we can grow sugar snaps. They're really heat tolerant, especially this time of year for us in March, February, March, and April here in Florida. By May, June, I have to pretty much pick all my peas by then, or they'll just get damaged from all that heat. So I just kind of tied my garden tie all around there with some string, put 2 posts on there, tied it up as you can see, and we're good to go. We got our little posts so we can start growing our peas up those. These are sugar snaps, so these peas are gonna get about 6 feet big. They get really big. And then this is what I have left to transplant out of my container here. We transplanted all these little plants right here. We have a couple little peppers, a little tomato that just sprouted, another little basil plant, and we have this calendula that I have to find a place for. It's a little flowering plant, and it's really cute. They're kind of like marigolds. These are my sunflowers, which sunflowers really don't transplant too well, but if I transplant them at night and give them a lot of water before that next day and that heat comes around, they tend to root in the garden for me really well. I'll come back and I'll show you guys a little video on how I transplant these sunflowers in case you need help on that. I hope you guys really enjoy this video and grow some plants of your own. If you need any help with anything, just let me know. I'm always here for you, and I'd love to help you in any way I can. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys, and I'll see you next time.